It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Okay, so the last couple days, definitely very Megan Thee Stallion centric. All right. Of course, we covered the verdict of the trial yesterday. In the previous video before this, we talked about Milagro Grams going on Armand Wiggins' platform to share her thoughts regarding the verdict. We also got into both Megan and Milagro's legal teams issuing statements about the verdict. We got to the judge's final verdict. And even with that being submitted, there's still more information on the way regarding this case. Once again, if you're not aware, Megan Thee Stallion is still able to pursue injunctive relief as it pertains to count 4 in cyber stalking. All right. So that could increase the amount that Milagro may have to pay at a later date. And she can also pursue legal fees, which are rumored to be in the upwards of $1 to $2 million. I don't know the exact sum, but there could still be more money for Milagro to pay in the future. Okay? Now, as all of this is coming down the pipeline, we got the DJ that don't spin who did some coverage on this situation last night. He began to antagonize Megan Thee Stallion about the $59,000 verdict, basically saying that she spent, perhaps $2 million to do this whole thing, and she's only walking away with $59K. He made jokes about that. He also went out of his way to say that him and his so-called legal team have been behind the scenes preparing to file a lawsuit against Megan Thee Stallion and Roc Nation for harassment. Okay? And he also made mention of emotional distress. He claims that back in 2022, when Megan Thee Stallion called him a big ass, that he was suffering and that it made him conscious of his weight and allegedly couldn't eat for a week. And he's claiming that he could be pursuing damages for that. Okay? Not something that I would generally take seriously, but we have been seeing the DJ that don't spin on a rampage against Roc Nation this year. We know he definitely does not like Megan Thee Stallion. He claims he's met with his legal team. We will see if there is any pursuit in this direction moving forward, but I will cover it because he was deposed in the Milagro case. Aiden Ross was also deposed. Tory Lanez was also deposed. Sunstar Peterson also deposed in that case. So perhaps he might be willing to escalate it from just talk on his stream to pursuing it because he actually had to play an active role, at least momentarily, in what happened, right? He claims that it was harassment for him to have to undergo a 9-hour deposition. I guess that's in total time because there were 2 different depositions. He claims that he may be able to claim damages on that. I don't believe so, but that is just my limited scope in terms of legal jargon. If there was an issue with the 9 hours, I'm sure the judge would have ruled adversely to that amount of time. But again, that's just me speaking from my limited purview. Okay? So we're going to get into this. And I think he may, honestly, he might just be building out his own case at a later time to be pursued for defamation from Megan Thee Stallion if she, endeavors to do so. I don't know if she's interested in going through this process again. This has been a year of ups and downs. It's taken her away from other things. Although she's still been producing music and putting music out and putting videos out and stuff like that. This has been an ongoing battle for the past year. Not to mention the fact that Tory Lanez was involved. A protective order was placed on Tory Lanez for his usage of Milagro-grams as a third-party surrogate messenger. So I don't know if she's gonna, want to still keep wrapping herself up in pursuing people for defamation or legal issues, but we don't know. All right, so let's get into what the DJ that Don't Spin had to say. I'm gonna try to stomach as much as I possibly can, but I don't think we'll be watching the entirety of it. Okay, it's about 10 minutes out of like a half an hour that I've already cut down.
Unbeknownst to most of y'all watching, and unbeknownst to the public, me and my small group of people who work with me, and we have been working with an attorneys, we were in the process of preparing to file a lawsuit versus Meg Thee Stallion. I want this abundantly clear and obvious. And I want to explain, and today is a hiccup, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get into this case. Because we anticipated that Meg, through whether it's clear bias of the judge, whether it's whatever Rock Nation sleight of hand, was probably going to be successful in some facet versus Milagro Cooper, who doesn't have enough resources to really properly go to war versus the Avengers. So, we were taking action. By the way, I also want to let y'all know, Rock Nation, through their many investigators and how they harassed me, particularly, in terms of having me to post for 9 hours, I realized if they gonna have something for me, I probably gotta have something for them. Don't you worry. So I said, I'm gonna, and I met with the legal minds around me. We were in the process of crafting this lawsuit. Now, I'm again, everything I'm saying here is facts, but I wanna tell you where it stands today, and we're gonna get into this. And really, today's decision affects how I have to move forward. Why would I sue? Well, everything. If you play the legal game, as Meg is trying to play the legal game, you have to look for precedents, right? Like in the Drake and Kendrick thing, even though Drake didn't sue Kendrick, Drake sued the labels. Drake getting that lawsuit tossed out, which we're going to give an update on the petition that still exists in Bexar County. We're going to get to that. But Drake getting that lawsuit tossed out tells every other artist, if somebody says something about you on record, don't sue your record label, because it's not going to go far. They have precedent. The precedent is Drake lawsuit versus the label pertaining to Kendrick Lamar's song got tossed out. It's all about precedent. So I anticipated that Meg was going to have maybe a monumental win. What would be a monumental win? It would be a Cardi B-like win. Hey, you're awarded $4 or $5 million. And this $4 to $5 million judgment means you've bankrupted Milagro. You've kind of like almost handicapped her entire operation, and maybe you have like ran her out of business, all because she didn't agree with the jury verdict in the criminal case against Tory Lanez, and also because she isn't that favorable to you.
Now, What I find interesting is when people talk about the Tasha K situation with Cardi B, um, that's all things included. That $4 to $5 million, whatever that was. I forget what the final amount was. I've covered it before, but I'm not really thinking about that in this current moment. Um, but that's in all totality. After all judgments have been made, right? We're still going through more deliberations, not deliberations from the jury, but deliberations in terms of what the judge is going to say in summation, right? As it pertains to legal fees and that fourth count of cyber stalking. There's injunctive relief there. So we don't know what that amount is going to look like, but everybody is coming out trying to compare it to Tasha K when we do not know what the final amount will be. I think that is extremely irresponsible. And in other cases, it's purposely done. Also, I think it's interesting that he says it would be an astronomical outcome like Tasha K, where she would be crippled and not able to move forth with her operation and all this type of stuff. I don't know if you checked the internet lately. Tasha K has not gone silent. Tasha K has not crippled her operation. She's not stopped anything. And honestly, I don't think she can, because that's where the money is going to be coming from in order to pay Cardi B. So I don't know what people's expectation is, that people are supposed to be crippled to the point where they can't come back online and can't engage and can't make money or anything like that. How you think these celebrities expect to get paid off? You're going to keep working. You're going to keep doing shows. You're going to keep doing commentary. Exclude me from it. But everything else that you are to talk about, I now get a piece of that. We in business together now. So go make me some money. That's the situation. But again, I find it interesting how he positions this like, oh, she didn't get awarded $4 million. And a lot of people are putting this out there. She wasn't awarded multiple millions of dollars as of yet. Therefore, this is a loss for Megan, even though it's a win on paper, which is the whole point of going to court. She won, but they saying, oh, it's still an L, which goes to show no matter what happens with Megan Thee Stallion, there's going to be so many people that just do not agree. You know what I'm saying? Megan Thee Stallion come out the house, everybody say she look good. It's going to be certain people that say, no, the fuck she don't. I don't understand how anybody could say that, but there's people that do. They lie to themselves. Probably lying to themselves that they look good and look like motherfucking trolls and shit like that and gargoyles. But you know, God bless. We'll continue.
So what I said is, if it could be taken on face value, and by the way, one of the things that Meg was seeking was damages for what she called as emotional distress. Basically, you're speaking bad about me. You have caused me stress. You have sent me to. So, in anticipating what, and obviously, I knew Roc Nation doesn't spend $2 million already. They've, based on me and a couple of lawyers, shout out to my man, even Bradford Cohen, I'm out of Florida. They're like, yo, at minimum, they've spent $120,000 on your deposition. At minimum. 9 hours, 2 different locations. They're doing the most. Cool. So I said, we're going to have to make sure we're good. Now, I said, if Meg feels like she could sue because people make jokes at her expense, people are not nice to her, people don't believe her, well, that's what is called precedence. Here's what my lawsuit was going to be based off, chat. Meg Thee Stallion claims she paid $240,000 twice to go in a 5-week rehab program because of mean words said by Milagro Cooper that affected her mental health that required therapy.
Bro, it's not about quote unquote mean words. It's an ongoing campaign, 5 years in running. Like, I don't understand. I do understand, because of course the people who want to be adversaries, they're never going to secede. They're always going to push these moot points, these false points, manipulative points, because that's what builds their audience, that's what entertains their people, and that's what keeps them going. But it's not about mean words. It's more than mean words when you allege that people are alcoholics, drug addicts, in sexual relationships with their managers, that their mother was also in a sexual relationship with this person. When you spread deep fake pornographic material about a person without their consent. I don't understand, and then when you get confronted with legal action, you say, well, if you can't handle people talking about you, maybe you should just kill yourself. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. And for people to get behind this type of stuff is baffling. You don't have to like Megan Thee Stallion. I've never told anybody that you have to like Megan Thee Stallion, that you got to bump her music, that you got to look forward to seeing news about her. Nothing of the like. If you like Megan Thee Stallion, I don't care. But at the same time, as I stated in my previous video, there should be some base level of human respect, even if you don't like the person, to just understand limitations. And if you don't want to understand limitations, the law will introduce them to you. It's just how it works. Like, y'all, are you dumb? You always say, oh, it's a free country. But then you see all the motherfucking Constitution. Excuse me, you see all the amendments. You see all the laws. We ain't as free as a stupid motherfucker would think. But okay.
And I said, wow, if that's good enough to file a lawsuit, does anybody ever say mean words to academics? They do it all the time. Has Meg ever said some mean words to me? Absolutely. I'm not going to lie to you. And I remember this very clearly. After a short back and forth with me and Meg Thee Stallion, right, where she accused me of lying, she says something that sent me in a spiral into severe depression. It cost me a shit ton of money. And I realized that this was my time. If she's successful in doing the same versus Milagro, I got a case versus her. Where she says, big act, little boy, please. Why would you post there was no DNA found, but now saying it's inconclusive? How are you specifically able to see documents before they come out in court? What you saying is his lawyer sharing evidence with bloggers? Got it. Take your big ass on somewhere. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, chat. If anybody knows me, ever since I've been public online, I've been getting fat shamed, and it's sent me into mental depression. I never shared this shit with y'all. It's made me contemplate Ozempic, Contape, all type of shit for weight loss. You know what I mean? This shit really fucked me up. I lost a lot of money. McDonald's tried to sponsor me one time, and because of her tweet, her post, I was ashamed. I couldn't take that fucking sponsor. I lost out on money. So if...
Now, while you're alleging that you lost out on deals, are you willing to produce verifiable evidence to these claims? Or are you just bullshitting for the people? Because if you try to pursue that, you will be called to the fire. Please believe you will be called to the fire. I can't speak for John O'Sullivan and the people over there at Quinn Emanuel located in Florida. But what I will say is the people who were working on the paperwork side in Megan's lawsuits, multiples, they some tough motherfuckers. So you better come prepared. McDonald's, you willing to stand on a McDonald's deal that you turned down due to depression? Okay. Good luck.
Meg could body shame me, take your big ass on somewhere. Wow. I didn't eat for a week. The people around me could testify to that. When I seen this, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. There were food companies that want to do some collabs. I couldn't do it. I lost out on bread. So if she could sue Milagro because she claims that she lost out on $10, $20 million based on Milagro's conduct, well, I lost out on shit. After you call me fat, I couldn't do no collabs, no endorsements with food companies. You know how long DoorDash was trying to sponsor me? I couldn't do it then. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I stopped eating for a week. McDonald's wanted to get on again before Costinat had a meal. Before these niggas had a meal, they wanted the Big Ack meal. Check it. Big Mac, Big Ack. Come on, man. Come on, man. Chat. I was almost getting the bag, but when I was going to sign that lucrative deal, I couldn't do it. All I could hear in my head was Meg saying, man, take your big ass somewhere. So now when McDonald's want to do a Big Ack meal, I'm like, take your big. I think she caused me some mental distress. I was planning to sue. Yeah, newsflash. Yes. I got some money to waste too. Don't act like Megan Rock ain't the only person with the money. That's just like they could just throw in the toilet now. Hold on now. Meg the Stallion caused me severe mental distress when she commented on my weight. Chat, I've told you about my weight loss journey. I started everyday struggle in 2017. I was around 230 pounds. I gained 40 pounds. I went to 270. Everybody's commenting on my weight. Yo, look, Soulja Boy said, man, shut your fat ass up. I'm over here I couldn't sleep. I had sleep apnea. I got all type of shit going on. Finally, I've gotten to a healthier place in my life. I'm down to 212 pounds. But it took a while. What set me back, what fucked me up, lost me deals, I didn't speak to people for weeks, was Meg the Stallion using, and by the way, here's the thing, because I was going off precedence. Meg the Stallion claims that Milagro, who has 40,000 followers, made her pay $500,000 for therapy. 40,000 followers? The chick who did this got 40,000 followers. What do you think I felt like when it was someone with 32 million followers said that I should take my fat ass on? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Think about it. That shit caused me severe mental trauma. I've thought about it. Yo, these days they're calling me Ozempidemics. Shout out to Quinn Emanuel, but I'm using Quinn Emanuel type lawyers. We're not getting the rinky dinks. We're legit over here. They have quoted me in the six-figure ballpark for us to take this on. Now, I was down, and I'm still down to pursue it, but after seeing Meg the Stallion spend about $2 million, and if you haven't heard the final number, she was awarded $59,000. I've sent the text to the team, let's pump the brakes, because I'm a lot of things. I might be annoying. I might be loudmouth. I might be fat, but I definitely ain't stupid, and I definitely won't spend $2 million to go get $59,000. I'd rather just log on to stake.com. No way, no how. So I
Damn, that was a nasty ass steak endorsement he threw in there. Shit.
am rethinking my litigation versus Meg the Stallion in light of her misstep. She thought she was going to break the bank. She was going to get $30 million from someone that didn't have it. She was awarded $59,000.
Now, once again, we don't know what that final total will be. I'm going to keep reiterating that until we get further updates on what that's going to look like as it pertains to legal fees and the injunctive relief for cyber stalking. Again, that will be determined at a later date. Okay? But as you can see there, he's claiming that he was threatening to sue. he was pursuing it or willing to pursue it, but now he's told his legal team to pump the brakes because he don't feel like Megan Thee Stallion got enough money out of it. So how can he really pursue her? I don't think that's how it works. But I do want to address this thing here where he says that Megan was hoping to get $30 million. I don't know. I've seen some people say that Megan's legal team had pleaded with the jury to pursue $30 million. I don't know that to be true. I can't speak on that. But ultimately, do I believe that Megan Thee Stallion was expecting to cash out substantially from Milagro in such a way that like I don't understand this idea that Megan really needs Milagro's money, right? In my estimation, I believe Megan Thee Stallion is a multi-millionaire, right? I could have swore that the purpose of this whole piece was just to seek justice for the online harassment and to get Tory Lanez up off her, you know what I'm saying, so that he can't speak out through any third parties or any surrogates, or because he's already on a protective order where he can't speak about her. And it seems that he was recruiting other mouthpieces online who are already doing content, so it's very convenient that you choose these people that are very outspoken, already don't like Megan Thee Stallion. So all you got to do is put a bug in their ear. They already on go. So they're like, fuck it. Hell yeah, I'll do it. That's a very simple task. He speaks to these people from behind bars. These people have aired phone calls with him since his incarceration. So it's not beyond the realm of what's already presented. But again, these people will have you thinking that you're crazy, have you thinking that Megan Thee Stallion is wilding or that she's being unreasonable. But I don't necessarily, y'all know I don't agree with that shit. Let's just be fucking clear. But we'll see if the DJ That Don't Spin pursues legal action on Megan Thee Stallion. And he said Rock Nation. And I think that's going to be, nigga, you want to go after Megan? All right. You want to go after Rock Nation? Okay. Be my guest. Entertain us. Okay? Entertain us. Because what people don't seem to understand, what Milagro didn't seem to understand, and she found out, is that there was a file. All of the mentions, all of the jokes, all of the harassment, all of the fishing for malignant information. I won't even call it information, but tidbits, rumors. All of that stuff was being saved, being logged, being filed just for that moment. So if you think Rock Nation ain't been keeping tabs on you, be my guest. I have nothing to do with Rock Nation. I don't even know if they fucking with me right now because I ain't like that goddamn distribution move they did. So don't put that shit on me. All right? But be my guest, nigga. Entertain the people. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. If you like the Dad Gang hats, use my link down below. You get 15% off. They're doing a $20 Tuesday for today only, and you could get an additional 15% off on that 20 if you use my codes, okay? This would be a great time to do it. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 6 bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had